I love that. I love that Dearest Aaron says, "I know everybody's gunning, chomping at the bit for me to respond to this, but I'm going to take the high road." And then he proceeds to do nothing but talk about it. He's basically coping with this, saying that he's not going to address it. He's the bigger man. And, and then he goes on to say, like, I know they're going through a hard time and I was abused. And I know that, I guess the Recadas in April got to them. No, false. I still feel the same way about Nick Rekieta. However, and I will die on this hill, I do feel that man and Kayla were there for her more than you ever have been. So you failed. You failed. Toe. You failed.
Do you believe that somebody who's facing legal charges right now had something to do, or at least pointed someone in the right direction to leak that document to get at me? And I think that's a real scumbag move.
I guess that would be a scumbag move. Is it though? If it's an actual document and you knew that it existed, whether or not, and listen, I don't think Rekieta's the best guy on earth, okay? If he had something to do with that, well, whatever. It doesn't mean it didn't happen. Right. To be like, well, somebody that's going through actual legal trouble right now may have leaked this document. Okay. And the milkman, guns, drugs, and children. But Aaron is the bad one now. You and Gino better grovel before KB. Now, before you're joining the Aaron pylon. Mike's too loud. No. But excuse me, sire. I am not saying that the guns, drugs, and children thing is okay. I am not at all. I am merely saying that two things can be true at once. That is a horrible thing that happened, and I have been very vocal about the fact that I am not a fan of Nick Rekieta, okay? But I don't know him, but just from what I've seen. But it doesn't make Aaron a knight. It doesn't make him, want to know what else? Aaron's the only one in the situation. No, excuse me. April is the only one in the situation without children. How about that? Aaron also brought his children into that situation. I'm saying two things can be the same at once. Okay. It doesn't, I've never been approved of April really hanging out with the Recatas, but at least I guess I'm glad that they were there for her when he was being a monster to her. But the rest of it, I still stand true on that. But thank you for the $5. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I am not a Nick Rekieta fan, but I don't know him very well.
But Aaron was there. He was part of it.
No.
He was just lucky he kind of got out scot-free.
He got out, but he took his kids there. He did all that stuff too. And then I guess he had the wherewithal to get out of it. That's great. But, you left your wife there. But April is the only one without children, okay? And I will tell you all this. If I already didn't need to, I spoke to April very, very briefly when I was in the Dominican Republic, right? Very briefly. It was a very brief conversation. And one sentence of it, I knew all I needed to know. And from the messages from last night, and I'm just, elated to hear from her. And we texted back and forth a little bit, and I have a whole new understanding of everything. Now if I already didn't know what I needed to know, now I really know what I needed to know. We would have continued to help the man out. It's that you knew something like this was going to come out. Okay. I don't care what it was, whether or not the allegations are completely true. something fucking happened. And you took advantage of my like faith in you that you were actually a good guy. And to my knowledge, I know everything I need to fucking know. So you're not. And you're just taking a little bit too much pride and happiness in the downfall of the people that you slept in a bed with, okay? You're taking a little bit too much happiness in that, okay? So, and now this, like, why drag us into this, dude? I can't even understand it. So Aaron should have brought April with him to get her away from Nick, but he should have left her there because Nick saved her. This is
From
like
Aaron. I'm
Aaron. This is like an SAT question or something. So Aaron should have brought April with him to get her away from Nick, but he should have left her there because Nick saved her from Aaron. I'm confused. That's what I'm saying. It's a very sticky situation indeed. Very sticky. I'm saying two things can be true at once. If I had my way, I guess, which I can't control anyone. I wish April, and I've said this once, I'll say it again, I wish April never met any of them. She's the nicest, most genuine human being ever, and sad, but I wish she had never met any of them. Does that make sense?